Hi and welcome. My name is Tolan and I'm the co-founder of Productivity Meet. In this video, we're going to go ahead and look at how to protect individual cells, or rather we're going to look at how to lock and unlock individual cells and then what that might mean for a protected and unprotected worksheet. So join us for that in this video and let's get started. All right, if you want to follow along, go ahead and download exercise file 13.02. You can find a link to download this specific file in the description portion of this video. All right, so the last video, we looked at the idea of protecting a sheet. We can protect a sheet by clicking here, maybe inserting a password. And that's all fine and dandy. There are certain things that we can't do. We don't have permission to insert columns or rows. We can't delete cell contents. That's fine. However, for an unprotected sheet, we could easily delete the contents. I'm going to hit Control-Z to undo that. Now, to unprotect a sheet, you would click here, and if there's a password, you would reinsert that password, and then you could go ahead and delete the contents of those sheets, or those cells. All right, so in this video, we want to differentiate between locked and unlocked cells and look at how to protect certain cells while then allowing a user to modify other cells. So before we do that, let's just look and review how to see essentially which cells have formulas. Now we could manually click, we could guess, but one way to do that would be to go to formulas and go to show formulas. And you'll see that here, cell C7, D7, E7, F7, as well as the range of G3 to G7 are all formulas, essentially summing the internal values. So what if we wanted to say allow individuals to change these values in this specific range, that of the range C3 to F6, but not change the formulas of the sum formulas? Well, if we wanted to do that, we would have to unlock and lock specific cells and then protect our sheet. So it's a two-step process. Now, the way that we would go about doing that two-step process is first, we would select the cells that we want to unlock. So let's select these cells here in that specific range. And then we're going to want to go to the Home tab and launch the Format Cells dialog box. We would go to the last tab, which in this case is Protection. We go to Protection, and currently the cells by default in Microsoft Excel are locked. We want to unlock these cells. So we unlock these cells by, again, unchecking that box. Then we're going to hit OK, and there's no difference between an unlocked and a locked cell until we go and we protect a worksheet. So again, we would go to protect worksheet by going to the View tab. I'm not sure why I always go to the View tab. By going to the Review tab and then going to Protect Sheet. Now when you do this, you're going to want to differentiate between locked and unlocked cells. So individuals, they'll be able to check unlocked cells, but not individual locked cells. So we're going to hit OK. And then if you try to click outside that given range, nothing will happen. But if you try to select inside that range, you have the possibility of doing that. So we could say change this value to 200,000. And you'll notice that these values automatically update. If we were to put this to 1 million, this value here is going to change, this value here is going to change, and this value here is going to change, but we're not going to be able to change them. So we change this underlying value, and the new value flows through. However, we can't come in here and change the cells here because those are locked cells. I'm going to hit Control-Z to undo that. Now, if you wanted to unlock those cells or unlock the worksheet, the way that we would do that is go to Unprotect, and because there was no password, we could then go in and change these formulas. So again, the way that we kind of went about locking and unlocking cells was if you wanted to unlock a cell, you could say select that and then go to the Home tab, launch any of these dialog boxes, go to Protection, and then go to Locked and uncheck that. Now it's unlocked. So then, if and when we go to the Review tab and protect our sheet, this time let's use a password, 123. Again, we're going to be able to modify unlock cells, but we can't modify select locked cells. So we're gonna again type in a password of 123, press enter. And so these cells here are locked. These cells are not, so we could modify them. We could either modify the color, or we could say, put the value of 0 and then control enter, and all of these would change. We can also change the value of sales. So we could say this as regional sales. So this is an unlocked cell. These cells are unlocked. Therefore, we can change them. However, the other cells are not. Lastly, because this individual worksheet is not currently protected, we could go in and we could change any of these individual cells. However, when we go and we protect, I don't know why I always go to the View tab. When we protect the sheet, we'll hit OK. And again, we wouldn't be able to change these cells because we haven't unlocked them. And we haven't allowed people to select unlocked cells. All right, so with that, in the next video, we'll look at protecting an entire workbook by either assigning a password to an entire workbook and or protecting a specific worksheet. So with that, let's go ahead and get started on the next video. We'll see you in a few minutes, and as always, thanks for watching.